The worst thing I think that a real business could do is host their team chats on a free consumer app.
Yeah.
Like, we all love GroupMe for what it's worth. We all love WhatsApp for what it's worth. Use it for your soccer teams and your clubs and your church community chats. But if you're trying to run, our display here at Door-to-Door-Con says, you're a grown-ass adult running a grown-ass business, use a grown-ass communication app.
Welcome, Jaden with Pronto. Happy to have you here. How are you liking Door-to-Door-Con so far?
Oh, it's awesome.
Good.
It's the best every year.
First year here?
No, we come every year.
Every year? How many years have you been here?
Let's see. I've come the last 4 years.
4 years?
This is my first year in the vendor space,
Okay.
though. So I was a rep for 3 years, and here
All
I
right.
am on the other side.
What industry were you repping?
Pest.
Pest control.
Yep.
I've interviewed a lot of pest guys today.
Yeah,
A lot.
pest is
It's
awesome.
funny. There's been a lot of pests that have gone into, business owners, into the different, solutions for door-to-door sales.
That's the way it should be, I guess.
Yeah.
They know the problems, they know the best solutions, and they're just poised to make it actually valuable.
The best companies come from issues, right? They find a problem, find a way to overcome that problem, and they market the solution.
Totally.
So,
I totally agree.
awesome, Jay. We're happy to have you here. So let's talk for a minute. So you've come to Door-to-Door-Con for 4 years now. Take a look back 4 years ago versus now. Has it evolved? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's evolved a ton. I just think it's fun to see how many new golden doors and how many new industries every year. It's just fun to come to a spot where it's like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of door-to-door reps and just people in the industry work their entire rest of their year almost kind of look down upon. It's a tough industry.
Yeah.
You're out knocking doors. People are like, what the crap are you doing on my doorstep? You almost kind of feel like the black sheep.
Yeah.
But then you come to Door-to-Door-Con, it's like, it's celebrated, it's
praised,
respected.
yeah.
You guys do a great job of just making everyone feel like really, really special about what they do.
Good.
It's a breath of fresh air, I think.
It's a great compliment. I mean, it's, and that's the goal, right? Make sure there's no stigma with knocking. I mean, knocking doors is a phenomenal career,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It's a phenomenal source of revenue. It's, and also just on the personal development side, somebody that can knock doors consistently and learn how to be successful, I think you do those things, you're set up for the rest of your life. There's nothing you can't do.
I
If
agree.
you can go out in 110 degree heat and knock doors, you can go out and 10 degree winters and knock doors and find that joy and find that success. There's nothing you can't do in life.
You can do anything, yeah. Like for me, I was in, I knocked doors for 4 years and then switched over to tech. And a lot of guys do the same thing. Guys and gals get into technology sales, software, and they become the best reps there too.
Yeah.
You become good on the doors and you just kind of destroy and dominate wherever you go.
It translates. You see a lot of door-to-door reps also come from like a athletic or competitive background.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the same thing, right? They want that competition, that edge. They want to push and drive.
Yep. What did you do? Football, wrestling?
Football. Played football for a while.
Makes sense.
Did some Olympic lifting.
Did
for
you
a while.
really?
Yeah. So
How far did you make it there?
No, I did it a little bit in college. Not a lot. Currently, I'm actually a professional strongman.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I'm always.
What's your best event?
I'd have to say best event is overhead press.
Nice.
Overhead press and Atlas stones are probably my favorite.
Overhead, like the log press?
Log press or axle, like a clean and press.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm up to 415 on overhead press now. So
You give like Nick Shaw vibes, for sure.
we're getting there. We're getting there. I
You're
appreciate
awesome.
it.
You're
I
awesome.
appreciate it. Sorry. So,
No, it's good.
Jaden, Pronto, tell me about Pronto. What is Pronto?
Yeah, Pronto is a messaging app for door-to-door companies. So we actually, crazy company journey, we started 8 years ago, got our first start in the education space.
Okay.
We've got like 4 million users across colleges and universities. And then door-to-door companies started picking up our app about 5-6 years ago. We got really big in pest, big in solar, and growing across the other door-to-door markets right now, or industries. So basically, I think a lot of door-to-door companies are stuck with some pretty poor options when it comes to communicating with their team.
Yeah.
You got a few choices, right? You can use like the free consumer apps like GroupMe or WhatsApp, or you can text your team of sales reps. But that sucks. Like there's no security. You don't know who's seen your messages. Like if somebody leaves your company, they can take everybody with them because they have everyone's contact info from the freaking GroupMe chat. Then you can go with something more professional like Slack or Microsoft Teams, but no door-to-door reps use those apps. They're just not built for
They're
not built for like the mobile use,
right?
Or for reps on
more
the
for
doors.
like in office.
Yeah, it's right. It's meant for sitting at a desk all
desktops,
day.
Yeah,
for tech companies. So we kind of married those two ideas to make Pronto, like a very professional, secure messaging solution, but it's built for door-to-door companies because it's way more user-friendly, mobile-friendly, and then it has all the accountability and other features you need to like succeed with the door-to-door team. So
definitely.
I mean, we can get into that stuff.
I personally use Pronto. I mean, great product, phenomenal. So tell me, you have the features for the door-to-door teams to see what are those features. Tell me a little about the features that Pronto offers.
Yeah. So I'd kind of narrow it down to like three main categories. One is just like professionalism. So we white label our app for you. Whatever your company is, we'll put your logo on the app so that when you recruit reps and you add them to your messaging app, Pronto, it's actually your app. It belongs to you, has your name and your logo on it. So the professionalism is huge. And then you can talk about accountability features too. So in Pronto, it's different from any other app that you have read receipts on every group. We've all been in this scenario with teams on the doors where you just don't know for sure if people are working.
Right.
You have guys sometimes that take days off or go hang out at the gas station or watch a movie. And you need to know who those people are so that you can catch them, help steer them straight, help them get back on track. So Pronto helps you do that because you know who's up to speed in the message chain.
You know who's read it, who hasn't. You know, hey, who's on the doors? Everybody's read it except the one guy. He's probably not on the doors.
He's at the gas station somewhere, or he's sitting on a curb.
He's sitting in his car.
FaceTiming his mom, saying how homesick he is. You need to know who that person is. You can go pick him up, talk to him.
Give some TLC and get him back out there.
That's what it's about. Like good managers in this space are just, they know their people really, really well.
Yeah.
I think we can all go look back to like a mentor in the sales space and when our sales career started who like really took the time to notice us and coach us one-on-one and train us. At least those of us who are lucky enough to have a good mentor like that. So if you can tell just by looking at your team's group thread who needs some extra TLC, that just helps you win that much faster with the big team.
Well, I think it's important too because a lot of times when we're knocking doors, there's so many distractions, right? There's distractions from home. There's distractions from our buddies. There's just sports games that are going. There's just so many distractions.
Yes.
And sometimes when you're all your messaging is through texting or some of those. It's really easy to get distracted, opening up your phone, going into your text messages, like, okay, let me text this. Oh, hey, my buddy just texted me. Let me respond to him. Oh, hold on. Now it reminds me, I got to do this.
There's a text from my mom and my wife.
Let me get back to this. And I think having something separate, right, that's dedicated to, you open that up, hey, this is for work. This is for knock. This is for my team. This is where important, and two, having all your important messages in one spot, right? Because you're not having to, all right, let me scroll through these text messages. So tell me a little bit more about the features. I mean, is it just, you open it up and it's just one thread? Can you have multiple threads? Can you group things together? Search messages. Tell me a little about features.
Yeah. So you open up the app and you can have unlimited threads and categories. So in Pronto, you categorize your chats. It's one of the big issues with texting or using GroupMe for your team is you can create a lot of chats, but then they just get lost and you don't know where they are. So Pronto, you can throw like all your sales-related chats in one category, anything with your technicians in another category or bucket, or everything with your leadership teams in another category. So it's all easy to find. And then when you hop into a message thread, you've got the ability to send text messages, GIFs, files, documents. You can hold virtual meetings and like go live with your reps and have a call with them while they're on the doors, record your pitch while they're watching and listening, and save that in the thread so people can go back and watch it later. Hold your team training meetings in there, and then have a place where all your documents, files live and are stored so that anybody who you recruit can go back and find the important stuff.
I think the document feature is really important too, because a lot of times you're going to have reps from all over the place. Some have iPhones, some have Androids, and those don't send documents back and forth, right? Apple to Apple, you can send a PDF file, right? You can send those, but you can't do it the other way around, right?
That's exactly
right. And
so
it's nice to have a spot where you can one-stop shop, right? It's here's your go-to, and here's everything you need in one spot.
Yep, that's right. It's super important, too, to be able to have a recall of all the messages and documents you've sent in the past. I think a lot of door-to-door teams get stuck using some of the free tools that delete their content after 30 or 90 days. And then if you've got an important conversation you need to pull in the future, but you go to search it and it's gone, crap, you're screwed, right? Especially if it's more of a legal matter. If you have a conversation with someone who, I mean, this is a nightmare scenario, but somebody leaves the company or something sketchy was done legally on the team. Like, you need to find those things so you can handle them in an appropriate way. Yeah. You can't do that if you're not on like a secure app with a message history. So yeah, that's a worst case scenario, but it's the kind of insurance policies you need for working in this industry.
Especially as a business owner looking into getting a system like this, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You can have everything housed in one spot, easy recall, and just having that kind of accountability.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the worst thing I think that a real business could do is host their team chats on a free consumer app. Yeah. Like, we all love GroupMe for what it's worth. We all love WhatsApp for what it's worth. Use it for your soccer teams and your clubs and your church community chats. But if you're trying to run, our display here at Door-to-Door Con says, you're a grown-ass adult running a grown-ass business. Use a grown-ass communication app.
I love that. So, that's awesome. Yeah. So for somebody that's not using Pronto today, what would you say to them?
Yeah, just come talk to us. If you've got a team big enough where you're trying to message everyone and things are getting lost and you don't have it united, Pronto is actually like a really cheap, affordable tool. It's just like anywhere from $4 to $6 per person.
Okay.
Like really, really cheap for most companies in the door-to-door space. So, and really easy to set up. We can usually get teams set up in less than a day. And then it's just you're in it for life, and your team has one centralized place to do all their chats.
Phenomenal. Yeah. So Pronto's been around for how many years?
Let's see. I think we're going on year 8.
Year 8 now. So take us through kind of that first 8-year journey. I mean, how has it changed? How has it evolved over the last 8 years?
Sure. I've worked at the company for just a little over a year, so I haven't been along for the whole ride. But our founders started the business as a free app, and they were just kind of seeing who wanted to hop on it. Like, what if we really nail a messaging solution, what kind of businesses or organizations will jump on? Funny enough, a bunch of colleges and universities hopped on first, and then next was a bunch of door-to-door companies. Yeah. But they needed a few things tightened up security and privacy-wise to make it like an actual professional place. So we just decided to dedicate a huge majority of our resources in our development to like building for this space and making sure it had all the very specific features. Messaging is such an interesting thing with this demographic we work with in door-to-door. Everyone's young, or at least a lot of people are young. They're used to these fantastic communication tools they use with their friends, like Facebook chat, like Snapchat, like Instagram Messenger. And if things don't look, feel, and touch and maneuver on your phone like you really want them to, then sales reps jump off it and don't use the platform. It's so funny because your messaging app gets more use than any other app you use as a company, because your people send dozens to hundreds of messages a day. So you've got to really, really nail it. So yeah, for the past 4 or 5 years, we've dedicated like millions and millions of dollars to making sure that everything is super crisp, super clear. And as more and more door-to-door companies have hopped on, we're still kind of technically a startup company. Right. So we take feedback from our customers every year and say, hey, a couple of years ago was discrete removal of users. Our door-to-door company said, hey, when our reps leave, we need it to not be notified to the entire group that somebody has left. So we built that specifically for door-to-door. And it's stuff like that where we listen to our customers, make changes year after year. So yeah, the journey's been relatively short. The last 4 or 5 years, the door-to-door companies have used it. Now, I think like over 3 million of our users are in door-to-door. Wow. And so we're just really trying to optimize it for the pain points that these people need every day.
Phenomenal. Talk to me a little about what's the future of Pronto look like?
Absolutely. Pronto, just this year, we've set up some integrations with some of your favorite knocking apps. Shout out to Pave. They're one of our first channel partners, so we have a full integration built out with them. Okay. Pave, formerly Gamify. Yeah. So if you use them as your like knocking leaderboards rewards app, Pronto hooks right up into their interface as well. So, and we're doing that with several other companies, starting conversations. So we're hoping that we can make Pronto just super easy for you to access no matter what other technology you use in other spaces. A lot of these other tech companies that service door-to-door, they try to build messaging into their app, but it just falls on its face because they don't have the dedication to make it their
not their bread and butter
area of focus. Right?
That's just kind of an add-on.
Exactly. So we're making it our one area of focus so that it runs perfectly and smoothly, but you can connect it to your other apps that are your favorite apps to use.
We work in a communication industry, right? True. I mean, sales is 100% about communicating, and there's so many times where we fall short of that within our own teams. So it's important. It's important to have that communication. That's, as we talk to individuals, companies about, what's important. Communication is huge. And a lot of times it's just being able to equip our sales reps with the right tools. I've seen, because I personally use Pronto, and it's extremely easy to look something up, to say, hey, I remember somebody posted about this, or send a document that I need to look at. Let me search it up, let me find it.
It's true.
And it streamlines, and makes your sales reps more efficient too, because now they're not calling you, they're not texting you, say, hey, can you send me that document again? Can you send me that information? So it really helps streamline that process.
Absolutely does. You make such a good point that we're a communication business. It's just so important when you hire these young sales reps who have never knocked a door in their life, and you send them out in a neighborhood where they're going to be alone all day, working for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, and they're all alone.
Yeah.
Like, communication is so important. You need to know how they're doing. You need to have a finger on the pulse of how they're feeling. And if all you're doing is just texting them once in a while and saying, hey, what's up, how you doing? That just doesn't cut it. It's not good enough. You need to be able to see how active they are, see which areas they're struggling with. Hopefully Pronto provides a great solution to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think a great key into Pronto too is just the live feature, right? Being able to meet with your team, because we live, let's face it, we live more in a remote society now than we ever had.
True.
Right? People are spread out. We're not always in the vicinity of it. So being able to get face-to-face virtually is a huge benefit as well.
Totally. Oh, it's such a good point. Yeah, it's nice to be able to just have everything in one for all of your company and team meetings and the places where you chat and message. So yeah, Pronto's nice that you can just hop into a group with your reps, hit one button that goes live and launches, feels like a Zoom call where you can share your screen, you can review documents, commissions, review pitches, have people hop in, make comments. You can record those meetings, and then they're saved for later. Yeah, super helpful.
Phenomenal. Yeah. How do people find you?
Hop on our website. It's called prontoapp.io, or just, I'm sure we'll maybe in the notes of this show or something, I can leave my contact info.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Make a phone call, send a text. We're like a pretty small elite sales team. Like, we're all
lean and mean.
Lean and mean. We're all like in person, and we're always talking about our customers and our clients, and just care a lot about making sure everybody's taken care of quickly. So our customer success team's phenomenal. So you can find us on our website, or just text us or email us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, communication's key. A team that can communicate will do leaps and bounds over a team that doesn't. So totally. I think it's critical to have some type of system. We talk about systems all the time on the podcast, right? Having systems in place and giving your agents the necessary tools for success.
Absolutely.
And communication tools is high on that list.
Totally.
Right? If you can't get quick information, quick access to your team, and it's cumbersome, you're just not going to be as successful as you could be.
Absolutely. I'll hit on recruiting real quick as well, because that what you just said, Albert, starts like from the first meeting you have with the new sales rep.
Yeah.
When I was first getting recruited into the door-to-door space, I first signed with one company. I won't mention names specifically, obviously, but I signed up with my first company. They threw me in like a group me chat. I already had group me because I used it for church and school and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever, like just another group me chat. What the heck? And then a week later, I met with the second company, which usually happens. And I was like, okay, these guys seem interesting, but I'm already signed with company A. But company B put me in a Pronto chat. And they had me download the app, and it had their company logo on it. And I was in the chat where I could see how active everybody was. They could see when I'd read their messages. People could direct message me, and I could have like instant communication with them all in one spot. Who do you think I ended up going out with that summer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Company B, where I was like a part of the company chatter. They could see exactly how active I was and what questions I had. I just had easier access to my managers. Pronto's exceptional that way for recruiting, where you can just add your new reps into one environment where it's very loud and clear how active the team is. You can feel and sense the chatter of the team. That's just super helpful for if you're trying to recruit reps that will stay and just fall in love with your culture, which you have one way or another. It's just, are you communicating that in your communication tool?
Yeah. So, no, that's incredible. I mean, it's so, like I said, communication. trumps everything, right? It's so important.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
anything else you want to add as we close?
Not at all. This has been great.
No, we appreciate you having you. We've loved seeing vendors here and the success that they're having in the door-to-door space. I think each year we get, kind of a more and more broader range of vendors that are finding, the door-to-door space is perfect for their companies. So we're happy you guys found that a couple years ago, and that you guys are continuing growing in the space, and we're happy to have you here and happy to have you back next year too.
Thanks, man. No, it's fun. We love being here. You put together a great show and a great group of people, so keep it up.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jaden.